Hey guys, welcome to my new video. So today I have a story time for you, and this story time is how I moved to the Netherlands when I was just 18 years old and how horrible and traumatic the experience of arriving to Europe was. Spoiler, I got robbed, I lost my train ticket, my wallet was gone, and all those things happened. So if you're curious and you like the story times, make yourself comfortable, grab a cup of tea or a glass of wine, sit and enjoy. So, when I was 18, I was in my last year of high school and I didn't know what I was gonna do with my life. I didn't know what I was gonna study. I went through all possible options. You know, first I wanted to be a psychiatrist, then I wanted to be a nutriologist, then I wanted to do something with design, then I wanted to do marketing, fashion marketing, and that was the thing that I was inclining myself the most towards to, you know. During that last year of high school, my relationship with my mom was really rocky. I mean, we're always super close, like this close, but sometimes that can cause some friction. So it was pretty clear to me that I wanted to move out of my house back then. And a friend of mine started to take French lessons for no apparent reason. Till at some point, you know, she just spilled the truth and she said that she was gonna go to be an au pair in Switzerland, in the French part of Switzerland, in Geneva. And when she said that, I was like, I would never ever dare to go to Europe, because I mean, I've always wanted to live in LA or, you know, New York or anywhere in the States, but not Europe. Like, I had seriously like nothing to do with Europe. But I don't know, since I didn't know what to do with my life, she kind of convinced me that it was gonna be cool to do it. And after a while, she came again with the idea and she said that she found a page that is really legit, you know, to be an au pair. You could put 3 countries in which you would like to potentially be an au pair. I put the Netherlands, Belgium, and no, you could put 5 countries. I put the Netherlands, Belgium, Germany, Ireland, and the UK. So, okay, we opened our profile and we thought, me, my best friend, my 2 best friends, we thought, yeah, let's go as au pairs and let's go to the same country and we can party every weekend and we can travel to Europe. And we were so wrong. We had no idea what was in stock for us. Before we arrived to the au pair part, one time we were at a club at Cancun, the city, and I was dancing with my friends, and one of my friends started flirting with some guys that their table was like underneath us. And then she said like, hey, do you guys want to come too, because the other guys want to talk to you. They're from Amsterdam. And I was like, where is Amsterdam? Is there in Germany or in the Netherlands? You see, like, I had no idea about Europe because I'm so stupid, first of all, who doesn't know where Amsterdam is. But then again, I was just 18 and I was curious, and I guess I wasn't paying attention at school when they explained where Amsterdam was. So don't judge me, people, please. So anyway, we went down, we started to talk, and I was like, you know, not hooking up because that's like having sex, right? I just had like a summer love with a guy there. So for this video, we're gonna call him Jimmy. And Jimmy was Dutch and he was from Rotterdam. During that summer, or at least I fell in love, you know? I don't know, maybe it's because I never had a summer love before and I really always wanted to have a real summer love, even though it was not really summer, it was a spring break. Also maybe because this was the first time that I was, you know, with a guy that was not Mexican, or maybe it was because he really had some sexy arms and shoulders, or I don't know what it was, but I fell completely in love, you know? In love with the idea of having this Dutch guy. And when he went back to the Netherlands, he bought a BlackBerry, because back then WhatsApp was not a thing, it just didn't exist. And the way that people talk to each other for free was via BlackBerry pin, but obviously you had to have a BlackBerry. And I had one and he didn't, but when he arrived, he bought one and we started to talk and we did Skype and everything was going good until one day, of course, it faded away. But I don't know, for some reason he put like the little put the Netherlands in the map for me, because as I said, I didn't even know where Amsterdam was, but like suddenly I was really curious about the Netherlands, and I started to Google, you know, like parties in the Netherlands, and then I found out about Queen's Day, which is now King's Day, and about festivals, and you know, I just saw these YouTube videos of everyone partying, wearing orange, like I was like, oh my god, yeah. And I was obsessed with Tiesto back then, and then Tiesto being Dutch, I was like, I have to go to the Netherlands if I am an au pair, because it's just the only country in Europe that really attracts me for some reason. Maybe it was that guy, maybe it was the parties, maybe it was the DJs, I don't know, but my heart was just like, Netherlands. It has to be the Netherlands or nowhere. And when I opened that au pair profile, I kind of knew that if I didn't find a family in the Netherlands, I was just not going, because none other countries in Europe attracted me actually. So I opened my profile at the same time that my friends opened the profiles, and I started sending a lot of, you know, posts to Dutch families, and within 2 days I already had a Dutch family who was living 10 minutes from Rotterdam in a train. And I was like, okay, I had to be with this family. So we did a Skype, and we agreed that I was gonna go in October. It was back then, I think, June or something like that. So, you know, I told my mom thought, you know, I mean, it's not the, I'm not jumping of excitement, but traveling is always a good experience, you know, a growing experience. They always say you find yourself when you travel, and I was gonna be at a house with a family, you know, in a safe environment sort of. So she just said, yeah, okay, and she supported me all the way. The night before I had to fly to the Netherlands, I had to be at the airport at 5 in the morning, and it was like 10 in the evening the night before, and I still was not done packing. I actually was just started with packing, and I was crying the whole time. I was hysterically crying because I was thinking like, what did I got myself into? Like, I'm going to the other side of the world alone. I was so afraid to be far away. I just didn't want to go. And then when I was showering to get ready to the airport, I asked my mom, can I please stay? And then she said, and this is how I know she really, really loves me, and I just hope that one day I can be half this strong woman that she is, because I know that she also had difficulties letting me go, you know. It was not hard, and I can't even imagine my only daughter going. And she said, I'm sorry, but you made a commitment. This family needs you, because the mom couldn't walk, and that's why they wanted an au pair, and they're expecting you, so you have to go. And I was like, shit, I have to go. So I went, and when I said goodbye to my mom, she was not crying, I was not crying, but the moment I walked, you know, like outside her view, I started to cry. I was just like super sad and also super afraid. And the whole airplane, I was crying. The whole airplane, I mean the whole flight. I couldn't eat because I was nauseous. I didn't drink any water because I don't like going to the toilets in the airplane. So I was just a complete mess. My flight was, by the way, going to Paris, and from Paris I was gonna take a train to go to Rotterdam, and I was gonna get picked up in Rotterdam by the family. That was my flying experience. And then I arrived in Paris, and my brain didn't process that I was not in Mexico anymore, and I didn't know my way, where to go. And I asked the first people that I saw, which was actually a pilot, or you know, the stewardess. I asked them in Spanish, hey, do you know where I have to go? And they replied to me in Spanish. But after I had asked them in Spanish, I realized, oh shit, they're speaking in French to each other, and I'm in fucking Paris, you know? But apparently everyone in Paris speaks Spanish, and that is true, you know? Every time I go to Paris, I speak not a word of English, only Spanish. But anyway, I found my way out. The airport is huge, and I had to find like the place, you know, where I could buy a ticket for my taxi, and then to actually take the taxi, it was like another place, and I was with my car and my suitcases, and I didn't know where to go. And then I ended up going to an elevator, and then a guy came also in the elevator with me, and we went to I don't know which floor, and the door opened. In you know, sometimes elevators, you know, they have those two doors, and depending the floor where you are, the door opens on whichever side, and it opened on the opposite side that we went through, you know. So if we went through these front doors, actually the back doors ended up opening, and we were in this like hallway which was empty, and there was only construction going on, but there was no one, you know. And the guy was with me, and he was like, he barely spoke any English. I don't know where he was from, and we were both supposedly lost. And the only thing I could think was, taken. taken, you know? I was like, shit, those girls got kidnapped in Paris. And I was thinking, okay, probably I'm gonna get kidnapped right now because I'm stupid. I'm in this empty place with a stranger in the airport and I cannot believe this. So I was like, I'm sorry, but I have to go. Then I just run away like super fast back to the elevator, and he came too. But you know, when I was in the elevator, I felt kind of safe because I know there are cameras in the elevator. And then we went down where we came from, and then we, you know, walked our different ways, and thankfully nothing happened. Finally, I find the taxi and I give him like my ticket with the address that I had to go, so the train station that I had to go to. I had, by the way, a bag of chips with me that I took from Mexico, my favorite chips, Sabritas adobadas, which they only sell in Mexico, obviously not in Europe, so I was like treasuring them. And I was hungry because I didn't eat during the whole flight, and my adrenaline was kind of slowing down knowing that I'm safe in the taxi going through to the train station. So I got hungry and I started to eat my chips, and I dropped the fucking bag of chips. I was like, oh my god, first of all, my chips went to waste, you know, my so precious chips were like gone because basically the whole bag fell on the floor. And second of all, I was thinking like there was a sign of no food, no drink, and I'm breaking the rules and I'm making the car dirty. And I was like, oh my god, he's gonna charge me. He's gonna charge me for cleaning his car. So I was like picking up my crumbles of chips pretty fast. Oh yeah, I picked up as much chips as I could, and I arrived at the train station and I went and bought my ticket. And all I had to do was sit and wait until the train was here, which was like in an hour or something. While I was waiting, two girls came to me, and they seemed to be students around my age or maybe younger than me, and they asked me if I could fill a form. So I thought, oh, probably they're just gonna do, you know, like a survey for their school, so I just did. And then they said, okay, do you have like bills to change? If I give you 1 of 20, if I give you 2 of 10, you give me 1 of 20. And I was like, okay, yeah, I can do that. So I had like a purse which hangs, you know, across my body. And then I don't know what I was doing, but I got my wallet stolen. I mean, they stole my wallet. I'm pretty sure that they did. And after I bought the ticket, I put my ticket inside my wallet. And then I was just sitting there in front of like a little kiosk, you know, like a little place where they sell waters and chips and cookies. And I wanted to buy water because I hadn't had any drop of water since I stepped in the airplane. So I was like searching for my wallet. I was like, oh my god, no fucking wallet, no wallet, no wallet. So I traced all my steps. I searched my purse, I searched everywhere. My wallet was gone. It was just gone. And I just knew those fucking bitches stole my wallet. Probably they saw where I had it, and when I got distracted, they stole it. Because how else can you explain that I had money, you know, when I took my wallet to give them their bill, and then the wallet was gone. And the worst of the things, the worst of the worst, was that my ticket was in my wallet. So I had no money, no ticket, no proof that I bought a ticket. So I was just like, what am I gonna do? So I just went back to the window and I explained to the lady, like, you know, I got my wallet stolen, I lost my ticket, I'm sorry, can I have a new one? And they gave me a new one without even asking anything, which is pretty weird. I don't know why. Maybe because I had like a really sweet, innocent face back then, and they just really saw that I was panicking for real. So I was sitting there now waiting for my train with no money, no food, no water, nothing. And then I was just miserable. I was just really miserable. And a stranger came to me and he offered me a cookie. And I don't know why he did that. Maybe because I really looked like hungry and sad, but I took the cookie. And then I was just waiting for my train, and that was the first time that I would ever take a train in my whole entire life. And first of all, imagine it's very different when you go to Europe for the first time and you go with your family, or you go with your friends on a holiday, or even if you go alone, but you know you are going on a holiday and you know, and you're gonna go back to your house, to your home, to your family. It's very different than how I did it, you know, knowing that I'm in Europe for the first time ever and I'm gonna go to a family that actually, I don't know, I know them through Skype, but I mean, I don't know anything about them. I don't know if I'm gonna feel happy at their home or not. I don't know if we're gonna have chemistry or not, you know? So I was very stressed and I lost my train because I was not paying attention to the screen or whatever. So the point is that I had to wait for 1 more hour, and this time I was determined that I was not gonna miss my train. So I was the whole time staring, you know, until I saw, you know, like train, whatever, to Rotterdam, blah, blah, gate, whatever. And so, if you travel from Paris to Rotterdam, depending on the destination where you're gonna step out, you know, Belgium or the Netherlands, and within the Netherlands, is it Amsterdam, is it Utrecht, is it Rotterdam? I don't even know if it went to Utrecht, but Amsterdam and Rotterdam for sure. That was where you were gonna sit, in which wagon, you know? So I had like wagon 16, and so that was like all the way in the end. And I had with me 2 huge suitcases from like 30 kilos each, so full that the wheels were not really working good anymore. Instead of like properly sliding like this, I was trying, you know, they were doing like friction against the floor, and I had to push them. And I had my backpack, and I had my laptop bag, and I had my purse. I had like so much shit with me, and it was so heavy, and I was completely tired, you know, not sleeping, not eating, being emotional. It's very tiring. And I was in wagon number 8, and then I hear like when the driver, you know, gives a sign that they're gonna go, or like, I don't know, that they're gonna go soon within 5 minutes or something. I was like, oh my god, if I miss this fucking train because I can't carry my stupid heavy suitcases all the way to my wagon number 16, I'm gonna shoot myself. And no one offered to help, and that's something that I don't understand, you know. There are many people who just had like a backpack with them, and if they saw a girl, like a tiny girl, and 158, they could have offered to help, you know, but they didn't, because people are just not nice. So I made it, thankfully, thank God I made it. And then I just sat, and I was just looking at the window. I was debating like, should I go to sleep, because I'm really falling asleep. I'm fighting against my sleep, but also it's my first time on a train, so I want to leave this experience. I don't want to sleep through it. So I was like closing my eyes, opening, okay, I see cows, I see flat lines, closing my eyes, okay, there's still some cows, you know. So I was like kind of enjoying, kind of sleeping. And then it was my stop, Rotterdam, and I stepped out. The first thing that I saw was the dad of the family and the little kid that I was gonna be taking care of. And then we drove 20 minutes to the house, which was in another city, and that was it. I remember that when I came in, they were having dinner. I just sat, I ate my dinner, and then I went up and they showed me my room, which my room was the whole 3rd floor from the house, which basically had like, it was like a studio but with a door. So living room where there was like a bed, and that had like a door, and behind the door, if you open the door, it was like a full open space with a balcony and a private toilet with my bathtub. But my bedroom itself had like 1 bed, 1 closet, and 1 TV on the floor. Not even curtains, not even a carpet, not even a trash can. It was just like the coldest room that you could think of. Like, when you get kidnapped, or when you think of Cinderella being trapped in a tower, that's how I saw myself, because it was like a very long house, and I was all the way up, and I had like tiny windows where I can see down, and I was like in my tower trapped, you know. That's when like it hit me, like I'm not home anymore. Like I'm so far. But I was trying to make it kind of like a good experience, which being an au pair was the most horrible experience of my life. But that's gonna be for another story time, because this is how I went to Europe when I was 18. So basically, that was when I first went to Europe as an au pair, and that was my story of how my life led me to decide to go as an au pair. After that, I ended up going back to Mexico. I was in a long distance relationship, and I came back, but this time as a student, and that was a whole different experience. So basically, what I just want to tell you with this story time is that life can take you to places where you never imagined that you would be. It's crazy to think that I thought I never had any interest in Europe, you know, 0. And here I am in the Netherlands. Like, I could have gone to Spain that has so much more similarities with Mexico, but no, it had to be the Netherlands. You know, it's just like, sometimes it feels like it was my destiny to end up in the Netherlands, because for what reason would I, out of my 3 friends, be the only one that got a family in the Netherlands, like a family of au pairs, you know? And I don't know, who knows if this is the final destination of my life, of my road, you know? I don't know where life is gonna take me then. Maybe it's gonna be stay here forever, maybe it's not gonna be stay here forever, maybe it's gonna be go back to Mexico or go somewhere else. All I know is that you can't really plan your life, you know? Like sometimes your dreams don't come true, and sometimes dreams that you could never imagine end up happening and becoming true. And it's just unbelievable, this road called life, as cheesy as it sounds. And sometimes I don't realize that, sometimes I take for granted many things, but if I stop and say this out loud and actually tell my experience of how, you know, I don't know where I had the balls when I was 18 to take that airplane, because when I was in an airplane and the doors were still open, I just felt like running out of the airplane. But if I wouldn't be here. I don't know where I would be, but it wouldn't be this person that I am today. It wouldn't be me, you know, because we are our experiences, you know. Our experiences is what makes us who we are, and that is my crazy story. So that was my story time, guys. So I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, because I upload a lot of things about Mexico and the Netherlands, because that's very important to me. Also, sometimes I will be uploading story times more often because I enjoy doing them, and I also will be uploading random videos throughout the week. So please subscribe, and as I always say, I wish you the best of luck today, tomorrow, and every day. Bye, guys.